And the girls have gathered for another exciting edition of Keeping It Real, our first episode for the year 2024. And the ladies have gathered on my left. Needs no introduction, feeling a little wonky today, but she's still all up for it. Host of Sunrise, the one and only Helena Piapovo.
The one and only is right. That's how I would like to be addressed.
Oh wow!
The entirety.
Oh wow! The one and only.
Of 2024, exactly.
Oh wow!
Yeah, even when you call me, hi, hello, is that the one and only? Yeah, that's the one. That's how I would like the conversation.
I cannot. And of course, with new braids and looking fly.
When isn't she looking fly?
No, she always is looking fly. The resident lady of the group.
Excuse you?
But you all know it.
Excuse you?
Well, no, you see, no.
Wait up, hold up.
But is it true?
Hold up.
You know, there's something like Prim Pro. She's our Prim Pro.
Helen.
Miss Judy is our resident lady. What that make me?
The one and only.
Yes. You want to be the one and only lady?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. AKA Joseph Mami as well. Thank you for that, DJ faculty. Miss Judy!
Wait, Miss Judy is the... This introduction has so many holes in it.
Holes.
Miss Judy is also the Joseph Mami.
But she is our resident Bibleologist in the fraternity. I mean, but yeah. Oh, now you want to be our resident of Mama too?
Yes.
And joining us, she's a former GMB contestant, founder of Princess Dede Foundation, is the one and only Princess Dede Center. Woo! Hi, Princess. How are ya?
I'm doing well.
Welcome to Keeping It Real. But how has our couple of weeks been? Like, we broke in the last week before the week before the final week of, what am I saying? We broke before Christmas.
Yeah, before
Yeah,
Christmas.
like I think it was like the Christmas week. Christmas was that weekend, and then we had our final episode. How was your Christmas period?
Yeah, it was alright.
Did you dirty yourself for the December?
I didn't go to as many events as I typically would.
Really?
But that's also because there was a lot happening on the work front and, getting ready for our own events, which kind of takes the energy
out of
you. Yeah.
It honestly really did. Like I realized that my dirty December was very, very truncated.
Yeah, because you're thinking about, all manner of things that have to be done.
Yes.
But otherwise, it was nice. I got to spend a lot of time with my loved ones, just kind of like lounging, lazing around. What Christmas is all about, Kelly. Food. Well, Christmas is all about Christ.
It is.
But it's also about Fanta, bull fruits, cake,
chicken,
ice cream,
jollof,
soup,
champagne.
food, champagne.
Yes.
So all those things definitely
featured.
So okay. It was a merry
Christmas.
It was a very Merry Christmas to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss Jude, how was your Christmas? Was it dirty enough? Did you dirty yourself?
The only time it was dirty was your all white part.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't dirty yourself before or after that?
No, it was
Stop it.
It's true.
No, me, I dirty myself after that too.
Hey!
I'm telling you. I went to like three parties after that. It was lit.
On that night?
No. After.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
I went on a party 30th.
Okay.
31st after church. First.
Okay.
Third.
Hey.
Whoa.
And then something else. I can't remember.
Look at me
Something
thinking you were tired and like you needed
even on
rest.
Sunday. Yeah.
Me, I was thinking like you are tired.
No, I
you
did.
need
I
rest.
was tired and I needed rest. But you see,
But-
sometimes to exercise or rest, you need to work out a bit more. Like
I
make
see.
yourself double tired, then you can rest proper. Yeah.
I think I just rest. I wanted enough rest before the new year, which I actually did. And I think it was just one dinner after your all white party, which was
Okay.
like the bomb. I think
Really?
if you missed the all white party, like you missed everything.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
good party.
It was lit. It
really
was a good
party.
time. It was a good time.
Times were hard then. Hi,
Bad
Princess
boy.
today. How was your dirty December? Did you dirty yourself? or was it a white December?
I wouldn't classify it as dirty. I can dirty my December, but it was fun.
Okay.
I joined Anchors.
Okay.
That's from Harbour City, Tema.
Oh,
So
that's
it was
nice.
all fun out
Okay.
there, you know.
Did you do any actual partying?
Yes, I think I went for a full feature.
Oh, you did? Okay. So you had some fun there.
Yes.
I like that. Now we're coming into long January. Very, 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 very long January. And when it comes down to January, a lot of people are always thinking about finances, money. And it's led us to some very interesting stories that were sent in. I think we'll treat the Dirty December ones next week. And then focus on those that are living some aftermath after Dirty December. But today, we want to focus a bit on the money side of things. A lady sent in a story saying that she is in a very difficult situation. So she is with her forever love. They are in a committed relationship. They've been in a committed relationship for the last 3 years.
Which one is the forever love?
And when you see someone, you say, I am committed for the rest of my life. It's forever.
Oh,
So it's my forever love. Hoping that it will end the marriage.
So ending.
So and hoping that it would be something that will end in marriage. And she ended up, or they've been having conversations back and forth. So she's gotten a new job, and she got a massive pay bump in her new job. However, because she was saving for some project of hers, she didn't tell her current or significant other that she's gotten this amount of a significant bump in salary.
Okay.
So she was on I think let's say 5,000, she's been jumped to 10,000. But she didn't indicate to her boyfriend or fiance that she's been risen to this level of income.
Sure.
Now, in some so the husband, her boyfriend, is also sort of getting into a bit of a rough patch, and he happened to check her messages and her emails, saw her statement from a monthly, what do they call it, monthly whatever statement.
Income.
What's HR sent to you?
Your payslip.
Payslip, yes. So her monthly payslip, and he realized that this lady has jumped 100% in salary, but has not told me while I am struggling, and some of that money could have helped cushion us in our work towards getting married.
Got it.
But he's been shouldering all this burden, and he's now really, really upset because he's like, how do you have so much money in excess and not disclose it? Because if I had gotten this windfall, I would have told you. But how do you not tell me when now, to be fair, things have gotten significantly better for you, yet you still look at me to still continue shouldering the bills that I have already done based on your previous salary? But if you've gotten up in salary, then I shouldn't be stressing myself too much for you. Because I think she might even be in a better position or close enough to a better position than him now she's wondering what to do because he's upset. She doesn't know if she should go and apologize. She doesn't know if this means the end, and she doesn't know if he should even be freaking out in the first place for not disclosing her income. Now the big question is, should she have disclosed everything when she got this new amount of money? Ms. Jure, let me start with you.
Okay, so let me answer by talking about two stories. So there was this woman who wanted a divorce.
Yeah.
And then she went complaining to their counselor how the husband is not providing all her needs. So the counselor asked her if she knows how much the husband earns, and she said no. So the counselor informed her that the husband basically gives her everything he earns. He treks to work and doesn't eat the whole day. He comes home to eat whatever she cooks. So basically he doesn't even have anything more to add to the salary.
Oh my.
And there's another story that a man disclosed his salary to his wife, and obviously her demands increased. For me, I actually showed my employment letter to my husband. But for the increments and adjustments.
Wow.
I don't know about that one. It's in my account. So It depends on what you want to do. Actually, I think you should know your partner before you decide on what to disclose. If you think the husband or wife is going to be cashing out from your account, you should know what to do. If you think
I'll tell you a story. I have a friend. This one is not even her significant other. It's her mother. And when she first got her salary, she told her mother the amount. Her mother's demands. And she's gotten extra income. And she doesn't disclose it.
No.
So her mom is and she's got significantly more money. And she's always lying that the same salary that she started with is what she's still on. But she's got it like maybe 3 times a salary adjustment. And she still keeps lying.
I had a conversation with a friend before coming here, and he said he hasn't even taken his adjustment salary the form home. Because if the wife sees, the demand will increase. So he just keeps it in the office. But the salary that the woman knows, the previous one. The increment,
but anything that has been adjusted, yeah.
No.
Me, on the other hand, I'm always full disclosure.
Hey,
I'm always full disclosure. I literally tell you everything that I make. And when I get a gig, you're the first person I'm telling. What? Like, I'm always full disclosure. Maybe it's because they don't take from me. But then I've also realized that, and also I'm because they are seeing that you have money and I don't need to give you money.
Because when you want a little treat and you go, you can, and they already know, say, oh, this your gig, really. You can buy 2 of this, 4 of this, 6 of this, and get your hair done. You have to be tactical.
I have to be.
I have to be tactical
now. Because what they are doing me in this Accra, I need to be tactical.
If I know that your weekend gig boy you something that can get your hair done, why am I gonna do that for you?
It's none of anybody's business.
Medium question.
Your side gig, that's pure chop.
Pure one.
Pure chop. Hey, dear, please go and say no more.
But then he discloses, so I'm like, oh.
I
so
mean,
how
how do you
of-
even know that's perfectly the price?
Yeah, that's the full disclosure.
Oh.
I mean, listen, these guys are looking to get married, so clearly they've had some discussions about finances, especially if they are, trying to pull their resources together to have a wedding.
Yeah.
I think it's only fair that, okay, now we've had a discussion that you make this, you make that, so you bring this percent, I bring this percent, or you take care of this, I take care of this. It sounds as though the gentleman has been, holding things down as far as he's able to, based on their different salaries. I think especially if there's a common goal and now you have gotten an increase, it's only fair that on that side, you say something, because to watch your other half who maybe hasn't gotten an increase, even if they're not struggling, it's not equitable anymore. And if you care about somebody, then within that structure, it should be fair. I mean, but the dynamics can be so different. You maybe could be dealing with somebody who makes 4 times as much as you do. So even if you get a 20% rise in grandpa, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. And you think, it's still equitable if I keep this one a little bit hidden. But some people are very transparent and it doesn't affect anything in the relationship. Others are transparent and then you see that means that, hey, now you have to do this, you have to do that. But I also think it's about fairness. But as well, the side, there's a free chop.
The side one, they don't disclose. But income there, what you get salary there, you must disclose.
I think you should.
Really?
Especially if it's been pre-discussed that you will bring this from here, you will bring that from here. If you've always been transparent from the onset about specific streams of income, I think if something changes, that one day in the confines, you have to
I also feel the lady could have not disclosed, but could assist the guy in whatever they wanted.
But where are you bringing the extra money from?
Because I'll be curious as your partner. You're like, oh, let me do more. I'm like, for more to do more.
Because it's like, baby, like,
and if you don't tell me, then my mind will start racing.
That you're getting from somewhere that I don't know.
The person doesn't know the amount you take monthly from the beginning, so I don't think the person will be willing to know whether
they don't say so. Why is that all this time you're able to do more with this money? Now you're starting. I mean, don't want an explanation. What is causing you to do more?
You have to understand that women, we are brought to be pampered. It's a man's responsibility.
Pamper the girl.
They don't feel the responsibility to do certain things. they feel like you are capable, you can do it yourself.
It's
you have that
true.
funds. So I don't think it doesn't no for me. Your
to
money
the
is your money. My money is
Hey,
my money.
wow.
I have to know yours, but you shouldn't
don't have to
necessarily
know
mine. You don't need
So what's
But when
yours
it
is
comes
mine, and what's mine is mine.
But when it comes to probably like certain things that needs audience,
Okay.
I can come in to help.
Okay.
Like what he was talking about, marriage like this. It's a 50-50 or 60-40 something. If I think I have that strength to take this particular part, why not? It doesn't necessarily you need my pay slip to know how much I think.
Yeah.
No, that's a no.
Okay. All right, that's interesting. So now coming to full disclosure. At what point is it okay to do full disclosure, and at what point is it not okay to do full disclosure? Is it that you say it every other adjustment you keep to yourself? You say the initial amount. Any other salary adjustment you keep to yourself? Because this was her situation where she kept her new adjustment to herself and she was found out. Do you keep every other adjustment to yourself? Do you disclose everything so long as you start disclosing? Or do you not start disclosing from the beginning?
First of all, where does she work at? They are upping the salary like that, because that's a major key.
You need that job.
Yeah.
Where is it? Let's roll up.
I mean, I love my job, by the way.
Just to
Huge
clarify.
disclaimer. Let's see. You hear no sound in your airwaves tomorrow. What will I do?
Crickets.
I mean that the salary is going up and up and up like that. I don't know. Why? I mean, does it not feel as though you're doing something dishonest if you don't disclose? It's different if you've never ever disclosed. Though you guys decided that whatever your income is, as long as you say you can afford 5K a month, you can also afford 3K a month for us to bring together for whatever goal or. Nobody has asked the other person how or where they are getting it from. Just that you are bringing this and you are bringing that. Some people might opt for that if they don't want to get too personal about their finances. They're not so comfortable, which I guess if it's a long-term relationship, can you really say you're not going to be comfortable enough to disclose that? But if that's always been the arrangement that we don't know each other's salary, but we know how much each person is bringing, that might be a little bit different. And even then, if you get a pay rise and you can assist more, I think you should do. But if you've started off by indicating that, okay, I make this much, you make this much, and because of that I'll bring this percentage and you bring that percentage, I think it's just simply dishonest not to mention that it's gonna, because in the event that your company now downsizes, you go part-time instead of full-time and they slash it, you'll be the first person to say, hey, please, I can't pay that 30% now. My salary has now been slashed. You won't waste time at all to inform them. So why is it not the same when the reverse happens? Your fortunes have changed, and in a long-term partnership that's leading to marriage, you have to start thinking more of the we factor as opposed to, it's not you that has got a pay rise, it's you and your partner that has gotten a pay rise. If that makes sense.
It does. Let me come to you, Princess.
But I would think that note probably when you are married with a person.
Even with relationship, you shouldn't disclose.
Relation is not healthy at all.
Hey!
On a relation, something that you can be together today, tomorrow, even this evening, they'll call it that we are on. You know, I don't think that's enough current. And even with marriage, you should know the particular kind of person you are engaged with. That person is worth trusting.
Hey, so why did you get married to somebody that
people literally get married out of a bloom. Okay. They see somebody, they feel like they like the person, they want to get married. Probably they gave birth with the person, they want a family and all that. Okay. So marriage now is like something like a common thing to have, a cheap thing to have. So the person should be trustworthy. You think, giving your account details or your pay slip to the person, the person is not going to. Because I have an incident. A husband and a wife, they had their joint account. As I'm talking to you, the husband is bankrupt. Yes. Because they know the amount that comes in from this side and that side. They had a little issue. And the lady went ahead to withdraw the money and use it for her properties. You can't go and fight her. And personally, that's one of the mistakes I will never do in my life, to have a joint account, no matter what.
If it's for my kids, a project, yes.
If it's that wasn't even towards a project.
It was just they are putting all their money in together.
If it was my kid or my mother, probably I could consider because I know my mom can never harm me. Probably my child, she is.
I don't know.
She's the one to inherit my whatever. But men that can change at any point.
They
in time.
can stain your whites.
Even with marriage, it's still not secure. Because you can be sleeping under the same roof with a man today. Tomorrow he will tell you that I don't want us anymore.
Well.
And that's your personal.
They will
change it for you. In fact, we should get on the line with Ifo. Ifo is also going to be joining in the conversation, and give us a bit more perspective from his side. Hello, Ifo, are you on the line?
Hi, AJ.
Yes, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for adding me up.
So let's get straight into the conversation. So we have this lady, or a story where a lady is in a bit of a conundrum. Her boyfriend, who they're planning towards marriage together and saving towards it, has found out that she's gotten like 100% pay increment, but didn't disclose it to him. He's upset because if we're all contributing towards a common goal of our wedding, and I've been shouldering all the bills, once more money comes into the relationship or into your life, at least I should know. It's not I'm going to take it from you, but at least it's nice that I know that, oh, you gotten some nice windfall. And now she doesn't know if he's being unreasonable for being upset, or she should be finding ways to make amends. What are your thoughts about full disclosure of people's income in relationships?
AJ, I would like to ask a question before I delve into what I think. Basically, I want to ask you, is the guy complaining, is he Ghanaian?
Yes, he's Ghanaian.
He might be brought up somewhere else.
Hey.
Because if he is Ghanaian, he shouldn't be upset about this because this is normal. And if you're a Ghanaian or a guy who's gone out with, I'm talking about typically in our environment, this is normal. For a partner not to disclose their, income or their raise, especially as guys against women, it's normal. A lot of people even live with wives who they don't know their salaries. I mean, a lot of wives haven't even gotten their salaries for months. You start a job every day, they don't pay her, and you still have to be funding. So at some point, you need to accept it that the environment that we live in, sometimes this is how things go. It hurts, yes, especially when you are down and you need some help. It hurts a lot. And I think it's been silent with a lot of guys. And when guys meet, we talk about it a lot, whereby you are really down and you know that you can get help from the partner that you have and nothing happens. If you push and you get to a certain point, then probably you get borrowed that money. You borrow the money with one hand and you turn the other hand and then you give it back to her. And God be with you if you don't pay that money at the end of the month. So to me, I think in our society, it's kind of normal. But taking it to the broader sense, I think that, honestly speaking, it depends on the kind of person you are going out with. Because usually I say that in relationship, of which I don't even think that is relevant, especially when they are boyfriend, girlfriend, or fiancé or whatever, it's not relevant. Because that person is not your wife, that person is not your husband. He doesn't have any obligation with you. Because on fiancé level, it's about I walk away, you walk away. It is in marriage that it becomes much more complex. The point in being a fiancé, the point in having a relationship is for you guys to study each other, blah, 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 and get married. So there are certain commitments when you are in a relationship you make. That is where you get hurt. That is where you worry yourself to a certain level and you develop certain characters and you take it into marriage to hurt innocent people. So there should be a level of commitment, if you ask me, in a relationship. And there should be something that you should hold to your chest because depending on the level of the relationship, it can go off at any point in time. There's a lady in your studio, I don't know who is speaking because I'm driving, and I think she's the one who is really keeping it real and telling you for a fact that she's not going to disclose it. And that for me is a typical Ghanaian woman. If you ask, that's a typical Ghanaian woman thinking and telling you the truth, because that's what you have to deal with. some of us guys forget that this is the kind of lady sometimes we deal with, and we go in looking for A, B, C, and D, and we get surprised and we get hurt unnecessarily. So it depends on your partner, to be honest with you. It depends on your partner's upbringing as well. Because usually when you get married, I realize that when you get married, you don't deal with the person, you deal with the person's upbringing. The way this person is brought up with his openness and all of these full disclosure bits is what you might also want to do. But if you have a partner who plans on your money, there are some partners you tell her that, oh, today I have a raise, then there is a new shopping list, there's a new thinking. Like the lady in your show on your show also said, sometimes there are some guys, as soon as they realize that this is what you're earning, then the level of responsibility comes down. We all have our way of thinking in terms of how
is that actually true? When men realize that some women are more capable, the level of responsibility comes down. They don't feel they just give them more money.
I think it's relative, but I'm sure it is something that happens.
Hey.
It is something that happens. Yes. It's something that happens. Well, it might not be on a negative sense, because of course, if you make some money, and let's put it in the marital home, for instance, if you make some money, why should I pay for gas in your house?
Why shouldn't you?
If you make some money, I pay for electricity, I pay for rent, I pay for kids' school fees, I give you allowance to buy some clothes yourself or get anything, I pay for your hair, I pay for everything, including money to buy groceries and money to buy food stuff, everything. So when gas is finished and I'm not in town, I still have to pay for gas.
Okay, that makes sense if you put it that way.
You know what I mean? So sometimes if I expect that, okay, so you are making some money now, at least pay for gas. And the gas is finished and you ask me and I say, oh, why won't you pay for gas? Does that reduce my responsibility? No. But sometimes, I mean, you cannot say that everybody is perfect. As much as some guys also look for women who can help themselves, some guys are totally responsible. So there's a high possibility that a guy will say, okay, now my girlfriend has a kind of money, so this is what I'll do. I'm going to depend on her. That also comes with people's experience. It's not everybody who is like that. So you need to really understand who you are dealing with, and then you can understand what to go. But if you ask me, full disclosure, yeah, chick, I beg.
And we shouldn't.
I beg. I beg.
And yeah, some of us have done the wrong thing.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, that it depends on who you are going out with. Okay, let's look at it this way. You earn 2,000, somebody earns 30,000. If you full disclose 2,000, what does it change?
But then if you jump from 2,000 to say 15,000, which is rare, but then if you jump from 2 to like 15, it could lead to them deciding to not spend as much on you as they used to.
Is it fair?
No, it's not.
So deep down, we're still talking about a typical Ghanaian woman, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
Your money becomes your money. I thought that it would be fair to say that, okay,
no,
percent of the money in the house.
No.
Now, I've jumped from 2,000, which is real. I don't know which Sakawa job that you do, to jump from 2,000 to from 2,000.
But hypothetically,
I don't know. Any job you do like that, you should be checked. I don't know which kind of job you do. And even if you do, that's significant enough. All right, AJ, for you to pool every resource that I have with my 20,000, and then, so in 2 months, you save 30,000, and every month I need to borrow to add. Because a lot of guys are living like that, where every month you need to borrow to add up in order to take care of the home. And the stress that comes with that. And I believe that at some point, you can be a victim of that stress as well, whereby he might not be cooperating, he might not be listening because of the stress in paying a lot of bills. In this December, for instance, some guys would not even try and have fun because they have to deal with school fees, they have to deal with a lot of things in January. So a little cushion from a lady wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be bad. I think it would not be bad. But you know, this is what it is. At some point, we also need to accept it in order to to reduce the friction from home that this is what it is. This is the kind of, until that kind of thinking changes. And honestly speaking, this is what it is. That guy is not Ghanaian. For him to be.
Charlie. Well, thank you so much for that. Please go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm kind of done. I'm done.
Okay. Well, okay. So at this point in time, she is considering. Is there a way forward? Is there a way to be able to bridge? Because he feels betrayed by the fact that she didn't disclose it when he's sort of trying to shouldering everything when she could have helped. How do you proceed? How do you try and bridge the gap?
Well, I think that you have to deal with two things. Sometimes when you hear big men speak, when you hear people who have made it speak about their wives, they talk about them in their darkest days. They talk about the support they had in the times when things are difficult. I can attest that sometimes when you hit a man hard when he's down, those are the days he never forgets. So it is equally important the circumstances for which he finds himself. Maybe just disclosing is not the issue. It's the number of situations where he really needs help that didn't come through. Those are the things that, if you ask me personally, will be an issue. But the fact that she hasn't disclosed it will not really be an issue for me. But has the changes affected certain situations we find ourselves? And no, she didn't come through for me. Then I begin to ask questions as to, okay, I am living, sacrificing every resources for this person. When things go bad for me, how would it look like? Because one of the fears which every man has is that when things go bad, and it's possible your woman will leave you. Because that's the point where you are very vulnerable. So it might send him thinking, and it means that he has a lot of work to do to win his trust again. This time it's not about bringing the money back, but it's about being betrayed, that when I am really down, when things were good, I was sharing with you. When I'm really, really down, and you have the resources to watch me suffer, what else would you? You watch me day in, probably every night he nags. He's up at 2 a.m. and couldn't sleep and watching the ceiling in terms of what will he do the following day. And Charlie 8 hours down. AJ, and you watch this man, and sometimes you get up and even pray with him. But still, you have this money. I mean, think about it and think, even if it is a woman who a man does this to, I think you have to think twice about the kind of partner that you have.
Okay.
And clearly, these are red flags of how your tomorrow will look like.
Okay. I completely agree with that. Now let me come into the ladies and bring them into this conversation, because it's getting dicey. Not dicey, but it's brought a whole new perspective to it, because now it shows that. And I completely get where F was coming from. When a man knows that in my darkest days, or when it's not rosy for me, you won't hold me down, because when you got, you didn't actually come back, let me know, or anything of that sort. Is there a way of trying to fix it? Is it possible she can try and fix it, Ms. Judy?
I think she can try to fix it.
How?
The thing is, she did him wrong, because I believe that he's your partner. You are supposed to fill in when he falls short. So what prevented you from helping? I want to believe he's like my sister here. She said, whatever I earn is mine, what you earn is ours. And I think Africans, that's how we are brought up, especially the females. When you make money, bring it home, and not to share it with your partner. So I understand where she's coming from, but this is someone you are trying to make a home with. So I believe that when you notice that he needed your help, you could have come to. What you can do is to apologize and try to make it up. If he's man enough and he wants to be with you, you understand that this is a typical African woman and that's how she was brought up. So it's up to you to try to teach her how you want her to be. However, it is not her responsibility to bring you up in a relationship. It's not none of you guys' relationship. He's not supposed to bring her up, and she's not supposed to. If she wants to help, she can. But I also believe that in a relationship, once you want to make it work, you should be there to support each other when he falls short. So that's where she went wrong. I would personally take care of the bills when my husband is not there. Even when he's there and I feel like, oh, okay, this month he paid school fees, he did so much, I wouldn't ask. I'll just come into because I know the money finally comes back to me. So what prevents me from helping when he needs it?
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the things that we don't do often. But I really don't feel anything wrong with it.
Okay.
But I would also come in, understand what she said.
Yeah.
It's well understood, and I think it's good.
But
there's a but. I'm saying there's a but because sometimes I don't focus on men as a general. Sometimes it's the individual. You can be in a relationship with somebody. Probably I might have my own reasons for coming in like this. A man can be financially drained, which as a partner you think you have to support the person. You come in to support the person, and most of the time it takes a few genuine men to come back and bounce back to their feet and be with that same woman.
They'll collect and then show you shaggy after that. Premium shaggy after that. And
it takes a genuine. I mentioned the word genuine and a matured man. In marriage aspects, it's fine. Even in relationship, you think you've gone so far. But I wouldn't expect you to be in a 5-month, 3-month relationship with a man, and a man will come here to come and tell you stories.
But princess, wait. You expect the man to help you when you fall short.
No.
But you don't want to help him when he's down.
No.
She's afraid that when she helps you when he's down, you show her shaggy after that. I've
always said that love is a risky business.
Sir?
If you are in, expect to be out or in at any point in time.
You
are in with your head and a little bit of your heart.
A lot of your heart and just a little bit of your head.
No,
but when it comes to women, there's nothing like
do with our hearts.
There's nothing like that.
Very little of that head.
We have changed over time.
Women?
We have changed.
I didn't get the memo. Helen, did you get the memo?
Have women really changed? I do think women are also being a bit more strategic these days.
Yeah.
A little bit more strategic, but still a multitude of us
are still with our heart and not with our heads. I think that's my problem in life. My problem in life is that I love my heart and not my head.
Okay.
And so before I know it, your heart is all entangled, and then now your head is like, what the hell are we doing?
Because this thing is kind of. Yes, I think yesterday I was reading a story. Somebody's gave, I think Love and Pill, something like that, gave a storyline of she was dating a man for close to like 7-8 months. And she realized throughout the relationship, he realized when they started dating, she realized that the man wasn't financially stable. She was the one supporting the man in everything that he does. Can you imagine that? She was like, the whole problem started when the man requested for 8,000 Ghana cedis to do something urgently, which she tried to give. He gave him a part of it to the extent of she's selling her working laptop to top up from the man. And this weekend, the man went to marry another woman with that same money that was being given to him. In this case, somebody like that, do you think that person will be willing to go into another relationship with the perception that I'm going to help a man groom him and come back together?
Wait, he collected 8,000.
8,000 with a laptop.
She sold her laptop to top up and gave him the money.
He needed that money urgently. He went to do a wedding, and the wedding he claims when the lady got in touch with him again, claims he was using it for documentations, for traveling visa. And as I'm talking to you, the man has come back to her again to pay his siblings' school fees.
And she's going to do it.
She was asking for advice.
My God.
If she should do it or not.
She's asking for advice.
She's in love.
This is not love.
Na money. No. Women are seeing shego.
Men are going through a lot.
Men are going to shake it too.
No.
Women are going to more shege. Because what is this? What is it? And you hear a lot about these interesting scenarios where women finance or pre-finance the men into their own marriages.
Yeah.
Helen, we haven't heard from you.
I want to hear from the gentleman. I really want to hear what the gentleman's perspective is on this particular one. I mean, I mean, I think about it often. The extent to which one must disclose their income. But if you are serious about the partnership you're embarking on, then you have to. It comes with Charlie taking certain L's and being vulnerable in certain instances, and that includes financial, Charlie, and it's not easy. And sometimes people also don't want to disclose how much they're making because they are embarrassed by how much they're making.
That's another point.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They don't want you to know because, Charlie, like
a fine girl like you're saying 1,000 cities.
Yeah.
Like was she in 1,000?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Because there's some really pretty people that are very low page in this Ghana. I was one of them at a point. In my life, at one point in my life, I was so low.
You could be reading my diary right now.
Literally.
You could be telling my life story. So I think that's also another thing to think about. Maybe they're just not comfortable and that sort of thing.
Well, let's hear from the gentleman, shall we? Nana Kwesi is on the line. Hello, Nana.
Hi.
Hi. What is your opinion about disclosing your income to your loved one?
You see, the gentleman you spoke to, he's beyond him and he makes a lot of sense. Touch on various angles. You see, we say we are single people. Everybody will be qualifying. Two people meet, they say, oh, we want to be in a relationship together, do things together. And yes, still, we still want to ask single when it comes to certain things. I don't understand. I do full disclosure. If I realize you are not doing the same thing, I want to die.
Sir?
Oh, yes, of course. It's as simple.
But are you disclosing everything?
I say, I do full disclosure. If I realize you are not doing the same thing, it ends there for me.
Okay.
The last time, it will end there. You won't hear any update again. Oh, yes, of course. See, me, I don't live by the gender-based definition. So, look, we are all human beings. So, I keep saying this all the time. Oh. We are all human beings. So, nobody is special than anybody. Oh. It doesn't know gender. Your yeah, human pen or no, yeah. Are they like? Exactly my point. So, Charlie, these things, there will be an idea. You can think, you say, so my sister said that the figure and the figure. Okay, you are not the only one who has parents. Keep your money. Let me also keep my secret to my people. It's as simple as that. See, we are individuals. Okay, we say we want to have a life together. So why are we making it so complicated for ourselves? If you can, you are there, two people. If you can, you scratch my back, I travel. You see, the lady just gave an example of how a guy took money from a girl he was with. And look, let me also tell you mine. A close friend of mine, Yebubu died just last week. The guy, after national service, the lady had a land, and they honestly so they are going somewhere or getting married. They can move in. The girl says she won't do again. The girl says she won't do again after the unpenny human being. So it's not really about gender, it's about the kind of idiot you are dealing with.
Sure.
Do you understand? So the moment you want to make it gender specific, you might be missing the point because there can be, for example, as to the reason why a lady shouldn't do this or a guy shouldn't do this. Do what you have to do that will work for you. I have it in mind that it can backfire. So when you are doing it, let it be born out of being generous, not necessarily because somebody feels entitled and somebody feels he or she is under any obligation to do it. That way, that way it comes with expectations too. And the moment is not met, somebody get hurt. And then all sorts of things happen.
Well, thank you very much for that, Nana. And I wanted to take more calls, but actually we run out of time. Time is out. But ladies, final words from me before we wrap it up on full disclosure, to do or not to do, or gauge it before you do. Miss Judy.
Know your partner.
Beforehand.
Know what the woman or the man can't take in, then you decide whether to do full disclosure or not.
Okay, Princess.
As she said, as I've been saying this always, know the particular person you're engaged with. If he's worth knowing your full disclosure of your salary slip, let the person know. If you think the person is not worth it, and it depends on how the relationship is grown.
True.
As well. So consider a whole lot of things. It can do from the beginning when probably as increments come on. But that doesn't mean that probably if you have an increment and there are certain things that you're supposed to do, you shouldn't do. You can come in.
Okay.
But not everything you're obligated to do.
Okay.
If you're in a relationship, like a boyfriend relationship,
respect yourself.
Know your level. If it's husband and wife, you know that is your partner. It's a for life something.
For life,
you can go
life.
all out for the person.
Okay.
It's good.
All right.
Oh, me, I forgot my increment. I forgot to say it. Before I realized it was way out of
I mean,
wow.
Yeah. You should have, but you know, it happens. Helen,
your side money, Nadia, is for you and you alone.
I've learned that.
Thank you.
Okay. Me, I've already done it, so I'm the wrong person to advise. But yeah, disclose if you can, if it's important to the other person. If it's not, then deny. And on that note, ladies, thank you so much for coming through. It was another exciting edition of Keeping It Real with Helen, AJ, Miss Judy, and our guest, Princess Dede Tete. Princess, thank you so much for coming through. What can we expect from the Princess Dede Foundation?
Okay, so as we normally do, we reach out to we are not basically focused on donations, but transforming lives.
Okay.
And not focused on only women empowerment. We do for the general public as well.
I like that.
Our last project we had registration for 2,000 people, free NHIS.
Oh wow.
With health screenings, series of health screenings. We did back to school donation to where we provided them with souvenirs, school books, items, uniforms, shoes, and so many more.
Whole night.
So we are doing so much.
So a lot more to expect from you in 2024. Amazing. Now it's time to get into the news at 8, and we'll be back next week with another exciting edition of Keeping It Real.